Hello my friends, a big welcome back to a drill and a dream. Today, believe it or not, I'm actually going to be using my drill. So I'm in my guest bedroom currently, which used to be my sister's room. She used to live with me, but she got married a few months ago, and so she doesn't live here anymore. So I'm working on making it into a guest bedroom. Today I have a fun activity. So this shelf behind me was her bookshelf. It's still a little bit of a mess, so disregard that. She is supposed to be getting some bookshelves soon at her apartment, and then she can take all of her books and bring them there. But I'm working on putting drawer fronts on these drawers, so I'm very excited about that. Jay cut these to size for me, so a big thank you to Jay. Everybody tell him hi. So I'm going to be putting them on, screwing them in from the back today, and I'm really excited to see what they look like. It's one of those things, so like I said, this was my sister's bedroom, and she was here for like a year. And it's funny because, you know, out of sight, out of mind, they say. It's very true. Trudy always said that once she moved out, I was probably going to be getting these drawer fronts put on. So true. I just was not really ever in the room, so it wasn't a top priority for me. But now we are getting things spruced up for the guest bedroom, so she can enjoy them when she comes back to stay. Her and Vincent are coming this weekend, actually, because my brother is coming up for the weekend. He lives in Vermont, so the whole family is going to be around. I'm sure she'll be thrilled to see that the drawer fronts are on. Okay, so we are going to start this process, and once again, this happened last time, but I only have one tripod. I have a second tripod actually, but it's in my car, which is at the shop right now. So again, I'm going to have to put you somewhere so I can use the tripod for my laser level. Alrighty. Okay, I'm excited to see how these look. So once I get them put on, I'm gonna have to stain them with the same color that I stained the bookshelf. And then I have to figure out something to do for drawer pulls. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that. I'm gonna do some research and see what I want. Okay. It's hard to know for sure if it like moved a smidge, but I guess you can always redo it if it's not good. We'll see. How nice. Okay, it's looking good on these sides and it's looking good on the bottom. One drawer done. Wow, how exciting. Yay. Okay, so only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to go. Off to a good start. I think that the measurements with a pencil is actually easier to deal with than the laser level on this one because it keeps wobbling around every time I move and I'm not totally sure that it's looking accurate. So I'm gonna stick with the measurements, I think, and that means that you guys can have my tripod back, so that's a good thing. We're making progress, let's keep it up. Okay guys, absolutely amazing. This looks fantastic. All of the drawer fronts are on. Looks so nice. Okay, so I have to go in the basement and see if I have any of this stain left. I think I do, I hope I do. But then maybe even today I can get a coat of stain on it and then I'll have to do a few coats of poly. But it's coming together. I'm excited to get into the decorations and everything for this bookshelf once Trudy's stuff is gone. Everything's been kind of chaotic ever since she moved out. So we're definitely getting there. Thanks again, Jay, for the awesome door fronts. Drawer fronts. I think they look fantastic. You never really realize like what's missing until you have it finished. You know, you just kind of get used to it. But it looks really, really nice to have the actual drawers with fronts on them. So awesome, so much storage. And yeah, I'm excited to get this little project finished up. Now that makes a big difference. I love the look of that. It really blends in now. Yeah, I think that's gonna look really, really nice. I have to put a couple coats of poly on. And I wanna see if I can find maybe some fun and or funky pulls for the drawers. Hopefully something decently large. Unfortunately, when I find, like I was trying to find something maybe colorful or something. And a lot of the ones that are more colorful are like little circles, and I think I need something bigger than that. So I'm gonna keep looking, see what I can find. I don't know, just something unique I think would look really nice because the drawer fronts are pretty big, so something decent size, but we'll see what I come up with. Either way, I think the drawer fronts look amazing. So happy to have them completed, and as always, I will keep updated with turning this into a fun guest bedroom. Hey guys, so as you can see, things are looking better already because I just took all of the stuff that was everywhere and literally just like put it in these drawers because it's all Trudy's junk anyway, so she can clean it out when she gets to it. But for just general looks wise, it looks so much better. I just filled up like stuff in baskets and made it look slightly more organized and far more pleasant to the eye, which is great. And like the bed's all set up other than the drill and stuff, you know, it just looks nice, cozy, homey, and whatnot. So these are the knobs that I got. They're pretty. I think they'll look nice, like so. But of course, in order to put them on, I need to drill holes to put through the screw. The screw that they sent, I got these from Amazon, I can put the link below, but the screw that they sent me was for a drawer that was like 3/4 of an inch, whereas this one is 2 3/4 of an inch, aka 1.5 inches. So I had to get different screws from the hardware store, no problemo. But obviously I have to drill the holes to put the screw through. And I'm way more nervous about doing that than I was putting the drawers on, because when you're putting the drawers on, you can just keep unscrewing it, moving it a little bit, screwing it back in, or just take it off altogether, put it back in again. I actually changed those ones over there. Since the video, I felt like they were crooked, and so I just kind of pushed up one end on all of them, and I think they look better now. But needless to say, that's like an easy thing that you can change and not see. However, when you're drilling a hole right through it, then you're stuck with it. So I'm going to try to do a good job. The other thing is, like, obviously it looks pretty good to the naked eye, although I can see like a little bit of a downhill drop. It's not perfect because I did it. So what I'm going to try to do is, I feel like I need to base where I'm putting these on the other knobs, like go off of the knobs versus going off of necessarily this many inches down, this many inches over, because the fronts themselves might be slightly different sizes, but even more likely is that they are shifting in one way because of my error. So therefore, since what you're really going to see is the knobs and not so much the fronts, I'm going to try to go off of the knobs and make sure that they're level to themselves. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start with one, and I want to do all of the dots first, is my thought. Hello. I'm going to start with one and then just go straight down with them, make all the dots, then drill the holes. I just want it to look basically fine to the naked eye. And more detailed than that, you know, people can just live with it. Okay, so this is 3.5 inches in on both sides. How do I feel about that? You guys are my eyes. So I went back and looked at the video. I think I'm gonna do 4 inches over. It's actually quite difficult, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. In the end, I'm like, I don't know. Hopefully you won't notice if they're a little bit off. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, I have a size that I think looks kind of sort of good. We'll see. I'm sure there is a way to like actually make sure you have the right size, but that's not what we're gonna do. Okay. Wish me luck. I don't think that's big enough. Oh, maybe. No. Oh, that's interesting. It doesn't go all the way through. Well, I didn't expect that. Oops. Okay. That looks nice. That looks nice. Now we just have to see. Nervous. I should probably make sure that before I screw the hole, drill the hole, that I make sure there aren't any screws in there already at that spot. Okay. Those two look okay, I think. Okay. Not bad. They might not be perfect, but for the person who's just like walking in and just not actually looking at them, but just kind of, oh, there are drawers there, you know, they're probably not going to notice. Okay. Look at that. I think it looks nice. I think it matches the room vibe. By the way, I'm not putting any on this one because there's like a little lip underneath, so you can just kind of pull it from there. And I think it has a nice look like that. Okay, guys, yay. It might not be perfect, but I don't think it's noticeably bad. You know, I don't have that high of expectations. Definitely not a perfectionist, but it looks pretty darn good. So I just have to measure, do that side, and we'll be all done. Okay guys, it might not be perfect, but I think it looks pretty darn nice. Look at that beautiful bookshelf. I don't think they look, you know, anything too sketchy. I wouldn't deeply measure into it, but to the naked eye, looks pretty good. Oh, they look so cute. It really like finishes it off and just brings it all together. How cute is that? What a difference from the beginning of the video. It just finishes it all off, makes it look completed, super cute. Love the drawer fronts, love the knobs. Need to vacuum up the shavings, but we'll do that later. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and this little task. It feels nice to have something like completed, you know? And I'm very thankful that it doesn't look crazy bad. You know, just never know when you try something for the first time. So yay, what a fun guest bedroom this is. Just so nice, warm, and inviting. And like I've said before, we'll probably still have some more videos in here because a lot of this stuff, like the bedding and whatnot, is Trudy's books and stuff. So there's lots of decorating to do in here, but I kind of need to wait until her stuff's out to really finish everything off. It was fun to be back with a drill in hand, a drill and a dream. Lots of fun things coming up, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Tap the bell to stay notified with new videos coming out. We have a lot of exciting plans for this season, so you don't want to miss out on that. I will see you guys next time on A Drill and a Dream. Have a wonderful day.